Help! Oh, Spence Neca here with another figure review. Today we've got Playing on Your YouTube, Neca, Batman Arkham Origins, 1/4 scale Batman. Boom, baby! This thing is phenomenal. I'm actually really gutted about this thing because I love this figure. The detail, the accessories, the paint app, the sculpt, just everything is absolutely amazing with this figure. There's only one thing about it which I do not like, and that unfortunately is his size. Now, like before, I've had to really pull my camera back to fit these massive figures in, and this guy is freaking huge. I will do a measurement in a bit. Now, Batman comes with a total of 2 pairs of hands, the back grapple, as you can see, the batarang, and on the back of him is a clip to actually put the grapple on, which I will show you in a bit. I don't know where to begin with this thing. It's phenomenal. As I said, unfortunately the scale is not for me, and I've already decided to let this one go. If Neca release a 7-inch or a 6-inch version of this figure, I'm buying up without even thinking. Definitely better than the DC Collectibles Arkham Origins figure. To me, is actually one of the best Batman figures out there. So this one is even better. Blown away. But I'm not optimistic that they're ever going to do that, as if they were, they would have probably released it by now. Having said that, they did release they have released the smaller version for the Michael Keaton Batman. So fingers crossed, because this would be an awesome addition to a 6-inch collection. So let's have a close-up look at this figure and his accessories. Okay, so having a close look at the grapple, you can see that the detail on this thing is phenomenal. The sculpt is really well done, and it's kind of like a hollowish plastic. It feels like it is, but it is really nice, and it's big enough that I could pretty much hold it myself, you know. He holds it really well in his grapple holding hand, and it does fit on his back also really well included. It does come with a detachable claw, which does have 3 working like hinge teeth, but not massively, and they do hold their location pretty well, and that's very simply pegs into the front. All in all, I think this is really nice and a very awesome addition. You can even see the trigger there, the grip, the cable inside the little wheel there. Just everything on it is really well done. And then you have the holder for the grapnel. Now this part here just slots onto his belt, and then you put the grapnel with the 2 prongs in there, which I will show you in a bit. Very simple, and it's kind of got like a gunmetal grey going throughout. A bit of texture to it, but it does feel a bit fragile. I wouldn't worry about breaking this. His next accessory is the batarang, and this has some really nice texture to it. You can see that it's got this nice kind of like rough texture on the actual blade, and then there's a silver line of the actual edge of the blade, and then in the middle you can see the cog where they collapse. Now, one thing that's disappointing to me is this is still a solid piece and it doesn't bend open. I thought in this scale they could have easily made it hinge and it would collapse and open up, and there could have even been a pocket for it. So I'm a little bit disappointed in that, but still, it's really well done, very well sculpted, and does look absolutely awesome. And again, he holds that really well in his batarang holding hand. Speaking of hands, he comes with 2 fists, which are really nice. They're kind of like a matte black throughout the leather, and then like a gloss black on the actual guard parts. So if I keep coming off camera, this is really hard to do as I'm so far away. But again, they do look really nice. And you can see there's a knuckle dusters there, or rather knuckle protection, and there's also a bit of armour plating on the back of it, and these peg in really easily onto the hand. And you can see they have a hinge both for up and down just there, but I'll show you that more in articulation. Now these come equipped on the figure. Then you have his grapnel holding hand, which is in like the trigger pose, which is really well sculpted. Great texture all the way throughout that, in the creases and everything. And then you've got the knuckle guards, and then the back of the wrist guard, back of the hand guard even. Can't speak. phenomenal, really well sculpted, and like I said, it does hold the grapple really well with his hand. And then you have his batarang hand. It does kind of look like the fist hand, but it is a bit more of an angle, and the batarang does fit in that little groove there really well. But again, the texture is absolutely phenomenal. One thing I think is really cool is when you take it out of the box, in the side of the box is this little kind of plastic box thing which holds all of the accessories really well. And I like that. You can take this out, it just attaches with a bit of sellotape, and then you have somewhere safe to keep all of his accessories where they're going to be protected. So I think that's a really cool addition. I wish a lot more other toy companies would actually do this. I've had accessories where they've been lost or broken because there's just been no protection for them. So I do really like this. Okay, so having a close-up look on the actual figure, you can see that head sculpt is phenomenal. The cowl and the ears, just everything is sculpted so well, and those eyes, amazingly done. Just everything looks so good, and that flesh tone is so natural. It looks really good. Continuing down a bit, you can see the armor on the chest and the neck is really well done, and the sculpt is just absolutely phenomenal. There is some dry brushing in there. It's kind of hard to pick up on the camera, but like around the pecs here, you can see there's a bit kind of paint variant just in there, and also like around here and in the abs. Really well done, and just the paint apps is just phenomenal. And also you can see like there's silver buckles there, and there's like rivets everywhere, all painted really well and individually as well. So the amount of time they put into making this thing is blown me away. Then having a close-up look at those gauntlets and the belt. The belt is a bit kind of, I don't know, I don't remember it being so kind of bland colouring. I don't know if that's the right word, but the sculpt on it is amazing, but the paint apps on it is a bit off. It's almost like a silvery kind of, I'm not quite sure, almost like a chromy kind of silvery colour. I don't remember if that's actually accurate to the video game, but still it does look really good, and it does pop very well on the actual figure. And so do the details on the gauntlets. You can see there's more rivets, and there's like switches, and there's clasps, and there's armor padding plates. Everything is so cool, and I'll show you the back of them in a sec. And then, as I said earlier, you've got that kind of like underwear, like looking outside the costume, but it's not. It's actually like in the shape of where the armor padding is on his legs. It does look almost like he is wearing the underwear look, the traditional look, which I think is kind of like a nice little homage. But again, it's armor painting, sculpting all these creases and everything just looks absolutely epic. And those rivets, once again, just really do look absolutely phenomenal. And then the boots, these things are thick, and I mean that in every sense of the words. The soles of the boots are thick, the armor plating on the boots is thick, just everything is really well done. Now if I come out a bit while we're down here, one thing you can see quite clearly, if I bring the light down a bit, is that the cape rather, has unfortunately in the box got very creased, which is a bit of a shame, but you could quite easily iron that, and this figure is so big it wouldn't be that difficult to do. They could come out really easily. Okay, continuing with that look on the back of the character, again you can kind of see that more padding again on the back of the legs. Looks absolutely amazing with those straps going around for the armor protection on the boots, and then going up to the back of the knees. You can see there's that kind of creasing from the trousers, and there's some like protection actually around the knees. Looks awesome. And then again, the armor plating around his thighs, just phenomenal. Just look at the sculpt in that and those rivets. Continue up to his lower back, you can see again more creases in his actual trousers on the back here, and then on the inside of his guards you can see there's got that more padding, and then you've got the actual wingtips from the actual gauntlets. Now I've made it so this one's out a bit more, so you can see a bit more of the detail on that. Nice little bit of an elbow pad there showing, and then there's like scaled layers going down his actual back, and his massive pads to protect his shoulder blades. Again, absolutely phenomenal. Just thought I'd show you that with the cape hanging over. How awesome does that look? Okay, so having a look at the actual box, you can see I have a massive open window here with a picture of Batman on the front there, and it says right down the bottom corner, DC Comics 1/4 scale action figures. At the top of the box, if I can get the light just right, you can see it says Batman Arkham Origins. And then in that corner, which I just can't seem to get the light right, it does say ages 14 and up. Looking on the side of the box, you have some contract 1, 4, 5, 6, 8, which has a nice action pose of Batman there, another pose there, and at the bottom it says 1/4 scale action figures. At the top again, Batman Arkham Origins. And then this one, Batman Arkham Origins, and it does say Assassin Assignment, I think it says, Assassin Agreement rather, and you got a picture of him with the grapnel gun on his back, another cool picture of him loading his grapnel gun, and then 1/4 scale figure. On the back of the box, pretty cool picture, it says includes 2 pairs of hands, grapnel gun, batarang and belt clip. Batman Arkham Origins, and at the top we have a pretty cool picture of the figure with some snow effects over the top. Having a zoom in, there you go, you can read that if you so choose from GCPD files, blah 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 blah. Okay, let's do a measurement. I'm not going to say size comparison because, well, I'll do one comparison, so bear with me. Batman stands to the top of his head at about 18 3/4 inches tall, and then to the top of his horns about 19.5 inches tall. As you can see, standing next to the DC Collectibles Batman Arkham Origins Batman, man, these things are like completely different figures. So much going on with this guy that I wish was going on with this guy. But just look, it's absolutely massive. And you can see standing next to the Man of Steel, Henry Cavill, another Neca 1/4 scale figure. This thing is massive. The thing I think is quite funny is you can see that Batman's quite clearly the bigger figure, though it's maybe not so drastic in real life. Definitely bigger, way much heavier, like almost twice the weight. It's ridiculous. Batman, or rather Superman, is absolutely solid, whereas Batman's quite, I don't know if hollow is the right word, it does feel sturdy, but I think they've just implemented a lot lighter materials. One thing quickly, Batman is being traded off for some other figures which you will see later on. Superman is still available and I am letting him go. Just like I said with the Batman, not for me, just can't deal with this scale. Just no room for it, but just I prefer the smaller ones. Okay, articulation. Batman's head is on like a ball joint, so you can get a pivot from there to there. You can go up quite far and then down about there. Now the shoulder pads are kind of, they're connected in here, but they do move and they go up and down and they go in and out to help with the articulation. But the shoulders are on ball discs and they can go around 360 degrees, but you do have to work with the shoulder pad. They can go out that much, and there is a bicep rotation of 360 degrees. And then this is where I think is they've done something a bit interesting. I don't know how well I can show you this, but the joint is kind of like here, it's quite low down, not high up, and it's to kind of hide it, and it does work really well and you do get a pretty decent bend out of it. But if I show you that, you can only just see it, which is really cool. You then have a rotation at the gauntlet, rotation at the gauntlet, 360 degrees. While I'm here, these are a soft rubber, so you don't have to worry about these, but these are quite sharp and hard, so be careful of these. Wrists are on rotation, 360 degrees, and you can pivot them up and down. Now, this is an interesting thing. The front plate is one piece, but it's attached to the torso at the chest. There is a diaphragm joint, which I'll try and show you. But it's very stiff on mine. You can get a little bit left and right, but as you see, this moves with the top part. You can tuck it under the belt there to go forward. It then has a waist joint, but not massive, a little bit left and right. Then there's T-cut hips, so you can do a Spartan of like that. Now this is all a soft rubber, so this doesn't hinder it at all. And these are ball joint hips as well, not like a DC uses. So we can do a split kick. Oh, like that, that's mental. There's, and you can hear it very ratchet as well. Up thigh rotation. Double. Oh, really, really well done. Double bend in the knees. then has an ankle point from there to there, and a bit of pivot from side to side. Okay, now for the back piece that goes on his belt, before I show you that, I want to show you this. It goes on this way, and then you want to line up the two teeth with like the hole there and the little kind of groove here. It does just go in. Now I wouldn't push it all the way in because you are going to bend it on the back here, which will do some damage. So, but you can apply it once it's on, or you can put it on and then put it on his belt. But you just want to kind of snag it on the top, hook it on the bottom. He says. There you go. And then just shimmy that over. You want it about there. So if you put it right up to this, then there's not going to be room for the handle. So you need to make enough room for this to fit, and then that just goes like that. And then with the cape over, you can see it's concealed really well. When removing, please be careful not to break it. Okay, so as I showed you earlier, this simply pegs into here, just like that. You can rotate it around, you can have it open, you can have it how you feel. Now to do the hands, they just pop straight out like that. New ones, just like that. And then this will go in his hand, just like that, nice and easy. Same as this one, pops out. Put the new one in. And then you can get him into some pose. The batarang, you can put in his hand that way, or you can put it in this way. However you usually sit, I think it just looks better pointing out like that. Okay guys, so final thoughts. Would I recommend this figure? Honestly, yes, in a nutshell. If you're a collector of 1/4 scale, this is an amazing Batman to have. There are so many things right with this Batman, I cannot recommend it enough. If Neca ever do, please Neca, but if Neca ever do a 7-inch or a 1/12 scale Batman of this mould, I'll be swiping it up faster than you can say Charlie Chaplin. I don't know why I said Charlie Chaplin. But seriously, I do really love this figure. It's just the size is killing it for me. I can't deal with the scale of it, which has gutted me, to be honest, because I'm very sad to see it go, but you know, just it's not for me. Well, like I said, the size is not for me. So if you are a fan of the 1/4 scale and you like Batman, definitely one worth picking up. Anyway guys, that is my review. I hope you have enjoyed this video. It has been quite entertaining to make, although these bigger figures, they're such a pain to do. So much work goes into them. They're definitely a lot harder to review than a standard 6-inch figure, but they're so worth it. This one, awesome. So like I said, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I have enjoyed making this. If you have, please drop me a like down below. Please also leave any comments you'd like to add about this figure or my channel in the comment section down below also. Please subscribe, and I've also just actually started up an Instagram and a Twitter. So if you'd like to follow me in some random pictures and so forth, check me out on them. I'll leave some links also on this video. And as per usual guys, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Keep collecting, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye bye.